रेडियो प्रोग्राम प्रवासी ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਨਮਸਕਾਰ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਆਦਾਬ ਤੇ good morning. As we were already announcing that former Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Chrystia Freeland, who is running for leadership of Liberal Party of Canada, is online with me right now. She has afforded some time from her very, very busy schedule. So right now we're going to start the interview with Chrystia Freeland. Chrystia, welcome to Radio Parvasi and good morning.
Good morning, Rajinder. It is good to be back with you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so you were doing so well as the Deputy Prime Minister, Finance Minister of Canada. You were considered as the number 2 in the cabinet, closest leader to the Prime Minister. All of a sudden you shocked everyone with your resignation, and now of course you are running for the leadership of the party. Tell us more about that. What motivated you? What inspired you? What's the reason to run for the leadership?
Okay. Well, look, let me just say that I really believe that this is a critical moment for Canada. We know that Donald Trump is focused on Canada. During his election campaign, he was talking a lot about China, but now that he's president, the country he seems really obsessed by is us. And we don't need to be afraid. I know a lot of Canadians are anxious, but we shouldn't be afraid. What we should be, however, is take the challenge that the president represents, take it very seriously, have a plan, and have, the strong spine to act on our plan and be smart about it. And I know that if we do that, we will be successful as a country. And I know that, Rajinder, because the first time Donald Trump was president, I led our national effort. And you remember, we had some tough times. There was some shouting. But at the end of the day, we got a good deal, a deal that was good for Canada, that was good for the United States. I know how to do that. I think the challenge today for Canada is even more serious. And I have the experience, I have the plan, and I have the courage to fight for Canada and to fight for Canadians. That's why I'm running for the leadership.
Okay. Most of the surveys are telling us that Liberal Party is not popular at this time. And if elections happen, Liberal Party can lose many seats. And the reason for that is there are various reasons. And ultimately, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had to resign as the leader of the party, as the Prime Minister. And now we are looking for some other leader from Liberal Party, and many people think that you were being the closest to the Prime Minister, senior most cabinet minister, part and parcel of all those decisions which were taken during the last few years during this minority government. So how you justify all that?
Well, look, the fact is I resigned, Rajinder, and I was the one minister who recognized we were going down the wrong path. It's really hard to disagree with your boss. It's really hard to say we're doing the wrong thing and I have to resign. But I did that because I knew that we had to be focusing everything on fighting for Canada and standing up to Trump. I knew that we couldn't waste $6 billion on a political gimmick. So that was a hard but necessary thing. And I think right now what you're seeing is the Ottawa elite are not happy that I had the gumption to resign, and they are not supporting me. And that's okay with me, because what I want is to fight for Canadians, to fight for regular Canadians. And that is what I'm going to do. And when it comes to Pierre Poilievre, I know that when Canadians start focusing on what I know is the central question for us as a country right now, and that central question is, who do you trust to stand up to Donald Trump, to have a plan, to be prepared, to be tough, not to be scared when Trump yells at you, and to have a plan to get a good deal for Canada? I know that when Canadians start asking themselves that question, they're going to look at Pierre Poilievre and they're going to say, he is not a guy who can stand up to Trump. I don't think he wants to stand up to Trump. What he wants is to be President Trump's apprentice. What I want is to be the leader of a proud, strong, sovereign country that is a good neighbor to the United States, but is proudly independent, proudly standing on our own 2 feet. That's the Canada that I love. That's the Canada I believe in. That's the Canada Canadians have seen me fighting for already. And that's the Canada that I know Canadians want a leader who can fight for that Canada. And I am that leader. And I know Pierre Poilievre is not that leader.
Okay, before you go, my last question, other than what Mr. Trump's threat we are facing, our immigration system is in mess at this moment. New Minister Mark is taking so many measures. He's trying his best to bring it on track, but so many difficulties he's also facing. Affordability is the issue. So many challenges we are facing in our country. So apart from that, what will be the other issues on your priority?
Jobs, jobs, jobs. Investment, investment, investment. Housing, housing, housing. That's what we need to be 100% focused on. Regular lives for regular Canadians, opportunity for regular Canadians. We need to get more homes built faster. We need to be sure that our immigration levels match our home building levels. And we need to really, really focus on the economy. And part of that, by the way, Rajinder, is having a plan to deal with President Trump, because the threat that he poses is a direct threat to our economy. I think we can actually use this as an opportunity. And I think as Canadians, like, Rajinder, I'm sure you agree with me, Canada is the best country in the world. Sure, we have our problems, but every single one of us is so lucky to be Canadian. So lucky. And I think that we can use the crisis that President Trump represents as an opportunity and say to ourselves, hey, Canada, let's get our act together. Let's cut the red tape that stops us from building more homes. Let's cut the red tape that stops foreign credentials from being recognized. Let's cut the red tape that stops us from getting big projects built in Canada. Let's do a better job of working together, all the provinces. So that is what I want to do, and I know how to do it.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Liberal Party will elect its new leader on 8th of March, and that leader will become our next Prime Minister till we have elections in Canada, and that leader will take party to the next elections. Chrystia Freeland, thank you so much for talking to us, or anything you want to add at the end, which I have not asked you.
Well, you know what? I just want to say thank you very, very much for your hard work. Thank you for reaching Canadians and keeping them informed. And I do want to say to your listeners, we're so lucky to be Canadian. Canada is the best country in the world. Let's be strong. Let's be united. Let's fight for our wonderful country. That's what I'm ready to do. Help me to do it.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. ACG Chrystia Freeland, ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਬਕਾ ਡਿਪਟੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਤੇ ਸਾਬਕਾ ਫਾਈਨਾਂਸ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ, ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਟਰੰਪ ਨਾਲ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਡੀਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਨੈਗੋਸ਼ੀਏਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ। ਪਰ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਉਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਥਰੂ ਆਊਟ ਦਾ ਪੀਰੀਅਡ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਸੀ ਜਾਂ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉਹ ਪਾਰਟ ਐਂਡ ਪਾਰਸਲ ਸੀ ਹਰ ਫੈਸਲੇ ਦੇ ਜਸਟਿਨ ਟਰੂਡੋ ਦੇ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਆਖਰੀ ਮੂਮੈਂਟ 'ਤੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਅਲੱਗ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਬਹਾਨਾ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਬਹਾਨਾ ਲੱਭ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਸ਼ੀ ਵਾਂਟਸ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਲੀਡਰ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਪਾਰਟੀ, ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਕੰਟਰੀ, ਪਰ ਕੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਕਸੈਪਟ ਕਰੇਗੀ? ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਮਾਰਕ ਕਾਰਨੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਫੇਵਰੇਟ ਨੇ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਥਿੰਕ ਟੈਂਕ ਵੱਲੋਂ। ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਰੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਮਾਰਕ ਕਾਰਨੀ ਦੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ 'ਚ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇਟ ਵਿਲ ਬੀ ਵੈਰੀ ਵੈਰੀ ਟਫ ਫॉर ਕ੍ਰਿਸਟੀਆ ਫਰੀਲੈਂਡ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਦ ਲੀਡਰ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਪਾਰਟੀ। ਜੁੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਸੀ ਨਾਲ।